Welcome, man. So good to have you on the other news. So good to have you on the other news. So let's get right straight into it. We have been reading things about you that you met your husband whilst in detention. And my concern is, why will somebody be in detention where you're supposed to be worried about how you will get out, your safety, your sanitation, and you're there looking at a fine boy, say, oh, in your handcuffs, say, look at such a fine boy. How did that happen?
Well, that wasn't really how it happened.
Okay.
I was arrested in Ilorin when they were moving me because I had chains on my leg and on my hands. And while they were pulling me, I saw Chief Gani find me. Gani said, you cannot treat her like this. Remove the handcuffs and remove. So they said, Chief, you cannot, you cannot interfere. So I saw one young guy looking, he said, Yinka, don't you know her? He said, who? He said, Joe, that one based in the Ilorin
He was
Kwara.
the one even looking.
Yes.
That means he was the one checking you out in detention first.
So he thought that he was a man, all the things I've been doing. Actually, it was when I was arrested I was demystified. Because we hear Joe, they think he's a man.
Right.
So that was how one thing led to the other. I was upstairs in cell 1, they were downstairs. So when they were released, I spent like 5 more weeks extra. So this comrade Yinka, we bring food, we bring a lot of things. So when I was eventually released from detention, I would see that he was showing extra care. He would bring water. At times when we are going on protest, he would bring kerosene, handkerchief. When we are tear gas, instead of wiping his own face, he would wipe mine first.
Oh.
So
Leonardo DiCaprio.
So while we were discussing the state of the nation, that was when he told the people listening that I wanted to discuss the state of his heart. And he said, I'm in love with this girl. And this girl said she's married to the struggle. And they gave us 3 minutes to debate. She said, why do you think you will not be a distraction? He said, I will not be a distraction. I will be an addition. I will encourage her. I will care. I said, time up. Give me time too. I said, no, I don't want any distraction. I'm married to the struggle. The struggle is my life. At the end, I was told that he had defeated me. So 3 years after that, we got married. And one of the papers said, what IBB has joined together, let's put asunder. So that was how it happened.
How was that path to activism?
I just saw injustice. And injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. Injustice to one is injustice to all. And so that was why I then braced up. And one book too that I read, that during the slave trade era, a Guyanese planter and his friend exchanged correspondence. And his friend said, how do you keep all these slaves together? He said, we simply keep them divided. So I found out that my commitment, that no matter what, there's strength in unity. And so that passion, what I had, I could go for rallies, fight for people's rights, even without eating. That's the thing that fills me up when I see smile on the face of people. So that was what wired me up, that kept me on that. At the end, I just said, no other cause than the cause of being committed in making Nigeria a better place, in seeing smile all over the faces of the citizens, even if I had to pay with my life.
Wow. We are having a very exciting conversation right here with the very well-read and, I must say, cerebral Dr. Joe Odumakin. And of course, SLK is hanging somewhere in the fringes ready to unleash. But right after this is the other news. Just in case you have been sleeping on top of your bicycle or you just erupted from molten magma, this is the other news. And later, of course, we'll check in with SLK and see what he's got. But of course, for now, I've been talking with the very fascinating Dr. Odumakin. So, Doc, your commitment to the struggle is definitely in no doubt. But you have taken it to a whole new level. Because in our research, we found out that you addressed a press conference and even went for a rally just after delivering your baby, like the very next hour after delivering your baby. Is the activism that serious?
Well, it has to do with passion and commitment. I had a press conference on that day for 11, and my mom just came around. So why I was driving because I personally drove. While I was driving, I was having some funny feelings, and I just shared with my mom. My mom said, we have to go to the hospital. I looked at my time, it was 8:45, and that press conference at the Papa was going to be 11. So I just said, well, let me just, out of respect for my mom. So we got to the hospital. I told the doctor checked and said, this is labor. I said, labor. This is 9. And that's, I have a press conference. Can this labor be stopped? I was almost blaming myself that why did I even have to tell my mom this? All of a sudden, the doctor said, I said, it's not only labor, but this is advanced. And I looked, I went in. Just anything I believe in, I give my hope, my total commitment. And before I knew it, I just had a cry of a baby. I didn't stay more than 5 minutes there. I had a cry of a baby, and I looked at the baby, I pecked her, and I just went, I saw body. I went in, got dressed, and I left for the press conference. So I got there, Papa, I saw comrade, that's why I called him up to today.
Oh, you call your husband comrade?
Yes.
Not comrade baby?
No. So when he saw me, he looked at me, and I just sat down. After the whole press conference, immediately I stood up, greeted the elders there, and I left. Got to the hospital. Doctor said, where did you go, my mom? And I looked at the time. I said, please discharge me. I have a rally tomorrow. You need to discharge me now because there's nothing wrong with me. So I took my baby, I cuddled my baby, and that was how we were discharged. And I got home the following day. I went for another rally. So my mom kept saying that you are an extraordinary human being.
Wow.
I've never seen someone, like you, so strong. But the only thing is that willpower. So that was what happened that day.
You are strong. Mariam, you are strong. Now, I've just been curious. Activists, how do they make their living? How do they pay their daily bills? Is there any salary structure somewhere for activists?
Yes, very good. Personally, my own level, I'm a teacher. I teach in universities, and I sign contracts and teach. Apart from that, I am a rapporteur, local and international rapporteur. Also, I do editing. There are lots and lots of things that I do. Those who take activism as a job, activism is not a job. There are still other things that one should do to make a living. It's not that I will expect, I will sit down, I will go for rallies, I will do all this, and at the end of the day, I will expect that something will come out from there. So all the things that I've done is with total commitment and expecting nothing in returns. And I think one thing I should also mention is that, I'm not sure you have mentioned it, Women Arise, we have handled more than 4,000 cases of violence against women. And also in those 4,000 cases that we handle, we see that more men are coming to tell us that their wives are beating them. So every Thursday we'll attend, so if you give me the permission, I can tell the viewers where they can go. And I see that some of the men...
Please tell them, if your wife is beating you, listen.
Every Thursday between 10 and 2, our secretariat at 7B Olufunmilayo Okikiolu is off Toyin Street, Ikeja. If you come there, even if you are a man and your wife is beating you, we invite your wife and we'll try and settle this thing. Because sad enough, we have had like 11 men that have been buried, that their wives killed. Some, their manhood cut off. Some, their throat being slit. Also, we have women, although women is more on the rise, and we have lots and lots of women. Like last week, we have 41 women that came to report that their husbands are beating them. Out of the 41 women, we also had 13 men that came to report that their wives are beating them. Yes.
Oh! Well, Dr. Joe Odumakin, it's been very fantastic talking with you. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you so much.